Look at us. Who'd have thought? Not me. Not me, James.
Not me.
I'm not thinking about this right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the LFC Transfer Room and welcome to Transfer Central. And it's some breaking news today. Luis Diaz is set to sign for Liverpool. Oh my God. It's been almost a rumor that's been going around for 6 months almost that we'd be interested in Diaz. But then it sort of happened overnight. James, it's sort of crazy. I mean, what's your first initial reaction to Diaz coming to Liverpool?
I think he's one of those players. He was in that bracket, isn't he? He's scoring goals. He's a Liverpool type attacker, dribbles. He's very, very similar to Mane in some of his mannerisms and how he takes people on. So I can see exactly why it's a Liverpool type signing, and it seems like phase 2 of the revolution has begun. Maybe a little earlier than we planned, but Klopp is seemingly starting to rebuild his front three.
Definitely. I mean, it all comes. I think the deal was probably accelerated by the fact that Tottenham were interested in him. Obviously, Antonio Conte admired him a lot. But James, I mean, the fee is some astronomically less than I thought it would be. The reported fee, 37.5 million with 10 million in bonuses. I mean, there was touts that it was going to be 60 to 70 million. That it's good news.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what's going on at Porto and if they're in a great financial situation with COVID and they needed to cash in earlier, which has made Tottenham get it for this fee, which has made us jump and go, well, fine, we'll do it now. Because reports were we were thinking about it in the summer, weren't we? And then with Tottenham getting so close, done. And for that fee, we don't do bad when we do a big January transfer signing, though, do we?
Yeah, when was
that? Matty Carroll, we'll ignore that one.
Hey, the last player to sign for Liverpool called Luis in January.
Well, exactly.
Just putting it out there. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting 14 goals in 18 games in the Primera Liga. Also scored a couple in the Champions League. Didn't really impress too much against Liverpool, but it's expected in a side that wasn't really doing too much at Anfield. But yeah, it's really exciting. I did not think this would happen purely because of the fact that he's not playing in what would be perceived as a top league in comparison. But do you think this maybe signifies a change of a tactical plan for Liverpool?
Maybe, but I mean, you watch him and like everyone, you hammer a few YouTube videos, don't you? When it starts to come through, and he is very similar in how he attacks to Mane, how he takes people on, how he gets to that byline, how he cuts in and then just shoots on his right foot. So evolution, yes. A risk potentially more so because it's not a Premier League proven player, but not that many Italians come over to the Premier League and light it up. And look at Salah. So I'm assuming we've done our due diligence. We know what we're doing. I know Matty did a really great in-depth video on him, didn't he? Sort of breaking down all his statistics. And there's some red flags in there, especially in terms of, I think he tries to dribble too much. But we're signing someone in January. We're signing somebody in January.
Exactly. Make sure if all of you are here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We will be hopefully getting our Twitter back, but it's just sod's law that we sign a player. We actually sign a football player that not a laptop, not an academy player, not anything, and our account's down. But we will be getting it back. But we can keep you up to date over on our Instagram, on Facebook, and here on YouTube. I mean, James, I'm going to ask the age-old question, and I know it's not really that important, but what number do you think he's going to get?
Well, this is the thing. I think there was a lot of reports that it was going to come in the summer and we've had to act early. And part of me's thinking he's playing in number 7. Maybe this was Milner's last season and he could have had the switch. He could have taken the 7 from Milner. Now, what's he, 19? Is that free? 23?
Maybe, yeah.
He's played 23 before, hasn't he? And I don't know who's got that. Don't think anyone's got that one. So I'm going to go with 23 and then he's going to take 7 in the summer.
Oh, mate, Elliot's taking 7. I'm on that train. I'm on that
Elliot for 7.
Yeah.
Do you not think he'd want to be a 10? No, he wants to be 10.
It could be 10 to be fair, because Mane might be going. We'll talk about that now, actually. That's a good segue because Sadio Mane is a player who literally plays in Diaz's position. Is it as straightforward as this is a replacement for Sadio Mane, James?
It's looking like it, isn't it? Because Mane, Salah, and Firmino haven't signed a contract, all of which are about to land into 18 months in the end of the season, or 24 last 2 years. So it's looking more and more ominous for Mane, in my view. I do think Mane is missing something more recently, but he's still one of the world's best left wingers, and we're trying to replace him. So we've taken a 25-year-old, which Klopp thinks I can turn him into the next Mane. It's really exciting, because one of the things that's really annoyed me over recent weeks is how predictable we can be. We just get to the edge of the box, we cross the ball in, no one's doing anything completely unpredictable. And a player like Diaz is exactly unpredictable. He can take a player on, he can do a flick and a trick, he can just attack in a different way. It's exciting to have a different dynamic coming into our attack. So there's loads of positives in it for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna just get some statistics up, because the good lads over at I believe it's a Tottenham website actually. So they did a nice little FB ref roundup for us, which is great. I mean, talking of percentiles, of terms of dribbled past, 92nd percentile for dribbles completed, 93rd for dribbles attempted, 94th for players dribbled past, and he's actually in the 93rd percentile for nutmegs, James.
The Suarez nutmegs.
It's gonna be saucy. I'm not gonna lie, boys. It's gonna be saucy. I'm really, really excited. A dribbling a player who could dribble. We don't have loads of those, and and he's also, I mean, looking at a few videos of him this morning, he seems quite incisive, James.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't usually shoot when he doesn't need to shoot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I mean, he's one of those where I think he enjoys making people look stupid. And if it leads to a goal, great. If it leads to someone else getting a goal, it's fine, as long as he's humiliated someone in the process. Because those step overs, those flicks, the way that he approaches, the way that he drives past somebody, there's lots to be excited about. And I think Nath Mann's his comment, Mane could turn his season around and bring more buyers. It's a really good point. If we were going to sell Mane in the summer and we were going to bring Diaz in the summer, well, now Diaz is here. Mane's going to have to up his game. He's going to have to play better if he wants that starting spot. And maybe we might recover half this fee just by making Mane go, no, I'm going to be the first choice.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's also a report this morning from David Maddock, who is a second-tier source for us, and he's said that all of Mane, Firmino, and Salah are currently in contract negotiation. Now, that means nothing to me, because Mane and Firmino could be in contract negotiations, but it's probably not what they deserve or want, And I do agree that Salah will be getting a new contract for what he deserves, but do you think that the Diaz now coming in might just put Mane's mind to rest in the fact that he will want to leave, or do you think it will do the opposite, like sort of what Tsimikas has done for Robertson?
Yeah, well, the perk of Liverpool as a squad and as players is they're not these massive egos that believe I am the be all and end all of everything. We've got the greatest player in the world, and he's the most humble player. Probably in our squad. So none of them are massive attitudes. None of them are walking around believing I'm the big I am. And Diaz seems like he's similar sort of mold. That's a real positive. So maybe it'll make Mane's mind up, because, Klopp will have an honest conversation about his plans. And Mane will have an honest conversation about that. But it's not going to be a Lukaku type situation where he does an interview saying, well, I never really wanted to come here. And I really don't want to be here, despite the fact they spent 100 million on me and are paying me 300 grand a week. I just don't want to be here. It's ridiculous, that. But these are not these types of players. So this is what's exciting about it.
We're getting him right now, Black Hammer. We're getting him right now, mate. And it's going to be a real helpful until the end of the season. I mean, as well, he's currently on international duty with Colombia. And if he gets a yellow card, okay, if he gets a yellow card, he can get the move done sooner. So, Luis, you know what to do, mate. You know what to do. Just kick the ball away. That's what you got to do.
You sent the delegation to Argentina anyway.
Yeah.
To do the medical in Argentina.
Yeah. It's incredible. Incredible. I cannot wait. I cannot wait, honestly, to see him in a Liverpool shirt. I mean, James, it also looks like potentially Takumi Minamino or Divock Origi could be leaving before the window shuts. Out of those two, who would you rather see leave?
I think we would get more money for Minamino at this moment in time. He's played more games, leading scorer in the League Cup. And I think he'd suit a lot of teams. I think he's a good player in a smaller club. You know, Southampton, he did well, but I think for us, the pressure's just too much for him. So I think we'd be able to get something decent for Minamino. I think there's a lot of German teams would probably be interested. A lot of Premier League teams.
Newcastle and Leeds have been interested in him.
It'd be perfect for Newcastle, wouldn't he? Like working with St. Maximum and having Chris Wood just as that wall that they ping things to. It could be, that could be a perfect solution. But it's Divock Origi, and people might just go, I want Divock Origi because he scores goals and big occasions and stuff like that. And I think either of those go for 15 million.
The thing is as well, Origi's got 6 months left on his contract.
All right,
I think
so
Liverpool
might go for less.
Liverpool are very, very keen to sell him, I think, out of everything. I mean, he's got a... Fabio Gonçalves has said he's not for sale. Well, I think he is, lad. If I'm being honest with you. If you have a look at the whole of social media today, including the most reliable source of all, and bad news, James Pearce has confirmed that this is actually happening. Like, what? Is this an alternate universe? Is this an alternate universe, James? Honestly, I don't know what's going on.
If I was James Pearce, I would have tweeted, because Liverpool haven't signed anyone in ages. Liverpool are not interested in just to wind everyone up. But yeah, bad news. James Pearce has said it. Dave Ornstein said it. David Maddox said it. Paul Joyce said it. Pretty much all the sources with any level of high credibility have all gone, this is happening, and it's happening now.
Yeah, and as well, unreal. And all the Portuguese sources have been saying it for 2 or 3 days now.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, I mean, just to finish off, James, I'm sorry, lads, in the comments that this is quite a quick stream. I've got lives to get on with, unfortunately. I wish we could do this full time, but that's not the way.
Neil Jones is a good shout. He's always reliable
as well, yeah. How do you think Luis Diaz will do, and could he be the incentive that pushes Liverpool on to chase Manchester City down?
Ooh. Chase Man City down, it's not really in our hands, is it? It's in Man City's hands. Are they going to drop points? Because as we've seen with the Premier League, you can go on, you need a run of 15 straight wins if you're going to do anything. So it's not really about Man City. It's about us. Can we put a run together, bringing in another unpredictable forward to score us some goals in clutch moments? And that's what we need. We need the clutch moment players to be scoring the goals, because that's kind of where we've let ourselves down in the 90th minute, where we could have taken something. We've not. Maybe Diaz is that guy. Maybe it gives everyone a bit of freshness. For me, Champions League is where it excites me. Diaz coming on or starting, unpredictability, Anfield at absolute max volume, you weigh second leg, no chance. There is a very high chance we're going deep in the Champions League, I think, with a signing like this. That's 100%. My view on it.
100% in my opinion as well. And yeah, it's all coming at Millhouse. I will remember. I will say that this is, in my opinion, one of two forwards that we need, especially if Origi and Minamino leave. I do think we need another forward in the summer, but it's a very huge step, and for the price. It's unbelievable. The rule on the Champions League was finished in 2018, so we can play Luis Diaz in the Champions League, which will be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for that. It's going to be.
I don't think he can wait for it. Could you imagine how excited you'd be? Knockout round your first set of games. Oh
yeah. I do think. I mean, finishing off. I do think. Do you think he'll play any sort of part against Cardiff City if he does come in? Before then, and do you know? I don't know whether it'll be risked, but you might get a little substitute appearance to say hello to the fans.
Yeah, I think Klopp very much likes to bring players in, teach them the system, and then introduce them at the right time. Players like Diaz are a little bit more unpredictable and he might give him some minutes early, but I think we're not going to see Diaz nail down the starting spot straight away. He's going to take some time, learn the system, learn how we play, learn the traps, the pressing and everything like that. And then I think he's just going to come in like a steam train next season and maybe deep in the Champions League.
Fabio, lad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Fabio.
We're giving him for 37 mil.
37 mil plus 10. Like, come on, boys. You're in denial.
That's what it was, wasn't it? It was 80 million.
It was suggested like that is. I think his release clause was 67 million pounds, which I think is 80 million euros. But look, the fact is, Porto will look at it and think, will we get this sort of price of the 37 plus 10 again? And who knows? I know it all depends on how it gets on with it. But anyway, maybe also Marco Guric might have had a word. Who knows? But yeah, we'll finish the stream there. Thank you so much to James for joining me. We've got so much more Diaz content coming out today and tomorrow and wherever. But we can't wait for it to happen. Liverpool signing a football player who can play on the football field. Limbs are happening everywhere right now. Everything's coming up Millhouse, James, and we will move on. We will see you in the next stream on the LFC Transfer Room. See you later.
Take care.